Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's live panel discussion on achieving harmony, balancing strategies between personal and professional life. I am Rashmi Mandal, founder of RNG Designs, an architect and interior designer by profession, and your moderator for this insightful session. Today, we have a very important and sensitive topic to talk about. So, as working professionals and businessmen, many of us constantly juggle multiple roles, both at work and at home. The pressure to perform and succeed in these different arenas often leave us feeling overwhelmed and finding that perfect balance can seem like an elusive goal. But today, we are going to explore the practical strategies for achieving harmony between professional and personal lives with the help of our esteemed panelist. I am honored to introduce our first speaker, Soni Singh. Soni is a TEDx speaker, mentor, author, and a certified NLP practitioner, specializing in helping women grow both professionally and personally. She is also an experienced women's growth coach with a wealth of knowledge in mental well being and personal empowerment. Soni will share an insight on managing mental energy, overcoming emotional challenges, and establishing essential daily rituals for long term success. Welcome, Soni, and I would request you to kindly tell us briefly about yourself.
Thank you so much for this beautiful welcome, warm welcoming. And hi everyone, all the people who are looking right now this live session. And I really want to appreciate all of you for taking out the hard time and joining us live. So yes, as well said by our beautiful host, that maintaining the emotional well-being. Yeah, I'm able to hear some sound. Can anyone please
Yeah.
silence? Thank you so much. So yeah, it's very important to maintain the emotional and mental well-being. It's why because you won't be able to live a beautiful life. We all have been created by our God to live a life of abundance. But with the stress we are into, but with a kind of competition we are into, we are struggling hard to even smile. You know what? A small kid, they smile almost 80 to 100 times in a day. It has been proven in a survey. And a normal human being, do you know how many times they smile in a day? Not more than 6 or 10. So it is very important to bring those small things, which is very important and essential for our life. So as said, we're definitely going to address these things in our today's discussion, how you can balance and live a beautiful and harmonious life with your family, enjoying your personal as well as professional friends. Over
Thank you,
to you.
Soni, for the beautiful introduction. And I'm pleased to welcome our second panelist, Dr. Sumati, an experienced founder with over 20 years in his professional and personal training. She holds a PhD in counseling psychology and is author of Founders of Mind Cafe. With her expertise in mind management, individual and group counseling, she will dive deep into emotional balance and offer strategies that help women juggle their personal and professional responsibilities effectively. Welcome, Dr. Sumiti. I would request you to kindly briefly introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much, my dear, for giving an awesome introduction. And hi, guys, who is in online. A very good evening to one and all here. It's a great pleasure to be here because it's always my, one of my favorite to share my knowledge and expertise. So today, I think, as she said, is I'm an author of a book, Be the Happy Mom, and also Amazon bestseller book, Family First: Creating Boundaries for your with your loved ones, which is very important. So, and also I'm a practicing psychologist, and I'm also a happy mind woman coach. So I help women to empower them, in a way that how to balance their career and their family, which is very, of course, very important thing for right now. The currently very every woman are facing, I know. So this is something very interesting, and I would thank first of all this, forum for you to give this opportunity because many women are facing this issue. So I hope this evening could be a very, very significant and big takeaway for every woman who's watching here. I can assure that also today you're going to get a lot of bonus and a lot of strategies. Thank you.
I'm sure with such a great panelist and such great mentors, we are surely going to have a great evening today. And so, being a womanpreneur and a mompreneur, which the term goes around, I think we should start the session with Dr. Soni. We would need an insight that how can working mothers effectively manage their mental energy and maintain balance in their to amidst daily multitasking without experiencing burnout. And additionally, what essential rituals should every working professional and business women incorporate into their routines to support their well-being and productivity? I think this is very important, and I think every working woman or entrepreneur woman should listen to this to balance out their life.
Yeah. So I'm very glad that this topic has been taken up for this portfolio, this forum, and it is very important. Women are mostly associated with multitasking, but this should not be the case. It should not be done like this. When you are doing multitasking, actually what you are doing, you are draining your energy. So all the women's right there, and even for the men's who are listening to us, I would like to give you a small example, live example, so that you can easily relate it. What How does it works when we are doing multitasking? So when you wake up in the morning, you are 100% charged. Similar like our phone battery when it is 100% charged. You can browse through, you can do multiple things, right? But we know when multiple applications are running in the background of our phone, it drains energy, right? Exactly the same way it happens with our mind and body. When you are doing multitasking, maybe you are doing it very well, but eventually you are draining your energy and you will feel exhausted at the end of the day. And in some of the topics that you have picked, some of the tasks that you have picked, maybe you will not be able to produce 100% results that you were targeting to do. So I highly recommend all the females prioritize the things rather than doing it multitasking one at a time. Don't do that. If you will prioritize, you will feel that if 5 minutes was required for this task, you were exactly able to complete it in 4 minutes. But if you do multitasking for a particular task, which was the actual time was 5 minutes, which is required, you will take or maybe end up doing in 30 minutes. So this is how mental multitasking impacts our brains. It drains your energy. It you gives you mental pressure. It creates stress, and because of that, since we are living in a competitive world, we see others. We try to achieve like those, and then in those scenarios, what we end up giving lot of stress and anxiety to ourselves, and we have seen number of cases which are coming due to stress, panic attacks, and many other things are there. So, how we do in NLP, it's so beautifully organized. There are lots of therapies and lots of techniques which help you to come to a resourceful state. What is in a resourceful state? It's like within the limited things you have, or within the unlimited things, whatever you have, you are able or capable to produce the best result out of it. So even though when we talk also, it is highly recommended do one thing at a time. Best example, when you're eating food, what every parent suggests to our kids, you have to eat the food silently. Don't talk when you are eating. This is the best line we give to, right? Don't talk when you're eating. Why? Don't do multitasking. Otherwise, you won't be able to do mindful eating. Whatever you are eating, your body will not accept because you are mixing many things with the food that you are eating, right? So, with the
Yeah.
help of techniques and NLP, you will be able to streamline the things. You will be able to learn how to prioritize your task. And for the women's, it's the best thing to learn the art of saying no. If you feel you won't do, or don't want to do any task, go ahead and say, no, I won't be doing this task. Please assign this to somebody else. I'll pick this point later in this today's conversation. But so far, what I'm saying is multitasking, a big no that you should be doing in your life. Prioritize the things based on the urgency and importance, and then do it. I hope I'm
Right.
able to present.
Rightly said. Actually, I think every working woman would be able to relate it. And in even the leadership trainings also, when they talk about becoming a good leader, they say that if you are doing multitasking, don't think that you are a good leader. You have to
Absolutely.
prioritize your task. So, in but yeah, but if I talk about being a woman, the next question would be very relevant in continuation to what you said, because we have lot more than our work, right? We know that we are emotionally attached to so many things, more than being, if you're talking about men and women, women have more emotional works to do than compared to men. So so Dr. Sumiti, I think I would want you to speak on this, that how can women address the emotional challenges and mental turmoil to prevent the compromising their careers, because this is the biggest thing which when they struggle, right? And what strategies they can help them to achieve a better balance between their emotional well-being and professional achievement advancement, because we know that many times due to the even after setting the priorities, some way or the other, we compromise either on family or career. And that, when we talk about well-being, it somewhere hurt us, right? We think, okay, we haven't given 100% either in our career, or if we are focusing on career, then we are not able to focus on our family. So that somewhere or the other emotionally drains us out.
See, yeah, thank you. The question that I would first answer, the first one about the emotional turmoil, which you said, I think this is very common when a woman is always most in the comfort zone as being a homemaker. No, okay, even still, some women face problems. But when it comes to a balance, when they want to, bring out that potential, they want to be a best version, they want to contribute to the family, whatever the intention may be. But the moment the women step into that role also, then comes the challenge that how to balance. So as you said, emotional turmoil and mental turmoil is very common for male and female. The only difference there is a male, how they handle is different because the brain functioning is different than the women.
Right.
Women are very emotional, okay? Our right brain is very active. So
Yeah.
naturally, the women are, and as I say that we all think as if we are having information from outside very consciously, everything is happening. No,
Hmm.
only 20% of what we are, the information that we're getting from outside, we are allowing inside. And that too, which is aligned to our belief only. The remaining 88% is happening unconsciously. Many things are going inside without awareness. Only
Hmm.
12%. So what I mean by that is even that 12% is also what we are looking into, what we are giving attention to is only aligned with what we are already believing. And those beliefs are not, they're not currently matching the reality, what we want. It is outdated. Like, for example, nobody loves me, or they don't respect me at all. My children are not respecting me, or my husband doesn't value me. For like these kind of beliefs, they come from all your old data, which is in a subconscious level. So now from there only your thoughts are coming. So if you are so much of unconscious level, whatever is unconscious in your subconscious, whatever is unconscious will rule your life. Many people don't know this. And that is the reason what you said was emotional turmoil and mental turmoil. So we need to understand first of all this how our mind is hijacking us, our peacefulness. Actually, the peace and happiness is as she was telling, Sonal was telling, it is the present moment. When we are in the present moment, when we have the ability to go through the experience in the present moment, which is called the awareness. So with awareness, anything and everything is possible. But this awareness is something very elusive for many of us, because as she was saying, multitasking. So women
Hmm.
has to first of all know that how to be mindful. Mindful should be the way of life, actually, not technique. Actually, that is what we have been looking into. But the truth is actually how to make it a way of life, in the sense of how to help myself to be in the present moment, how to train my nervous system. It's all about nervous system. No one is broken. No one is wrong. No one is like, you are not good enough. No, actually, the nervous system is the crux, actually, I would say. Because the reason is God has designed such a way that He has given a nervous system, which is the communication between our body and mind. Everything goes through nervous system only. Whatever happens from outside and whatever happens from our body. And that is where the thing happens. So, what are we telling to ourselves? Am I in a primal state or am I in a powerful state? If I'm in a powerful state, that is in a given moment, I can be in any one state only. I cannot be in two states, right? So if I'm in a very powerful state, that is very relaxed, very comfortable, and very being myself, at that moment, if we watch, our thoughts are very more supportive and more good, and they're more true also. So it is important that everyone has to realize, first of all, am I in the powerful state or in the primal? When I say primal, it means I'm in the survival mode. Because there are two
Hmm.
things I think all of us know. When I say survival, people try to always think, what is in for me? How can I grab something? How can I take for me? What is it? Something bad happens to me. So this is something alert mode. People think when they are alert, nothing will happen to them. No, it is something threatening mode, I would say, which is the one to lower frequency will never allow you to be your fullest. So the best way, what I would say is how to be mindful so that I can shift from whether I'm in primal, I should be know that. I should know whether I'm there. For that, awareness is the key. So once I know that, shifting from the primal to the powerful, then when I start handling everything, everything becomes easy. Even a problem could be a situation for me if I'm resourceful. But if I'm not resourceful, even an ordinary situation will be a problem for me. They always say, "Oh my God, a big problem." They say. See, it's all about the perception. Perception is true. No, very true. So, like, I would always, this will be useful. I think so. There are three things that you have to understand. What kind of perception you are having. So we call it as neuroception. That is, right from the moment you're born, all the data that you've got from the moment you're born, from the womb till now, is all data only. The truth is now what is happening, right? The reality. But within that age, what happens? There are three things that we do, that we start believing. Again, I'm saying believing. It's not true. Believing. One is about me. Am I okay? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I fundamentally broken? Something is wrong with me. This comes from my childhood. So it is very important how I see myself. Am I see myself more resourceful? Am I see myself good enough? That is very important. That is, am I safe? That is one thing. Second is about the relation world. So am I seeing the world? Oh, my world is safe enough. And this is where the perception comes. From my childhood, if I've been put in a trauma, or if I've been in a situation where the world is something very scary, oh my God, I cannot trust the world. Oh my God, I cannot, this world is very unsafe. These people go into problem later. And that is where this what I told emotional turmoil comes up, because they see everything as a problem. Because the reason is there's a relationship between the world and you, as when you're child when you're growing up. That is the second one. So am I safe in the world? That is second one. Third one is with others. Am I able to connect with people? Am I able to be easily emotionally resilient enough? So this determines right now in your life what kind of relationship you're having with your spouse, with your children, because a lot of relationship problems coming up. So this all goes the fundamental of the childhood. How much I was able to connect with my caregiver, my mother, my father, my sister, whatever this is. So this is, I am safe, my world is safe, others are making me safe. These three things are very important. So this is one thing I want every viewer here to go into yourself, be honest, and ask yourself in the three, I would call triad, cognitive triad. Well, look into yourself. Are you feeling safe? The moment you assess yourself and let you know that, you tell your body, I am safe, your nervous system will become more stronger. Once your nervous system becomes stronger, you strengthen your nervous system, you are perfect. You are good enough. Nothing's wrong with you. Nothing's broken. So the problem is nervous system only. So once we are able to strengthen it and we're able to master it by using mindfulness, then we can face any kind of situation.
Truly, beautifully said. It's said then that we have there is two part of our brain, I would say, or intellect. There's a brain and mind. Brain is that works, and mind is which is collected. And where we talk about this, mindfulness is important. Knowing what you are, what's important for you. And I think when this mindfulness comes, what Sony said, the priorities we start setting up by ourselves. So it's play of both. Until unless we are not mindful, we don't know how we are going to react, how our perception is going to be with respect to the situations. I think prioritizing will again difficult, and then again we will jumble up anything, and this emotional distress and things happens. So beautifully taken up, like this, how we can emotionally overcome with respect to the burdens and the responsibilities and things which are going on life should be taken up. I think this is not just for the women, of course, for the men as well. But yeah, women are more vulnerable, so we need to work upon more on this. So thank you so much, and this I'll go to the next question to Sony. That how can women effectively separate the personal and professional responsibility in the face of uncertainty and unpredictable schedules? This is again a kind of priority while we are talking about, right? So Sony, over to you.
Thanks, and really, I'm impressed by the kind of questions you are putting up in this forum. And this is really very beautiful. Uncertainty, unpredictable.
Yeah.
These all situations are very well, addressed in NLP. And through NLP, we can also learn how we can prioritize over this, how we can overcome these challenges when it is coming in front of us. So I will explain these in few of the pointers. And first is, establishing clear mental boundaries. So, whenever you are into any uncertain situation, any unpredictable moment, always remember life is not a smooth road, it's a zigzag path. Definitely, there is a high day and then there is a low day. Even if you wake up early in the morning with a high energy, you are not sure whether by the end of the day your energy will be high or low. So, uncertainty will always be there. And also, there is a statement called Perception is projection. You know what happens to nowadays in life? For example, I'm taking example of a couple. Husband and wife both are working. When husband comes back to home, how perceptions are created? He is tired. He has done lots of work. So eventually the person will start feeling tired. And for a female, when she comes back home, it's not like she's tired. Okay, she's at home. She has energy to go in the kitchen and prepare tea for everyone. So that tiredness phase is not there. That perception is not coming from the family. So the women's also, absorbs it. They say, okay, I'm not tired. I have to do this. I have to do that. Number of tasks are there in the plate, and she starts picking one by one, one by one. And on the other hand, since men is tired, they are free to watch TV, free to scroll Instagram reels, and so on because they are tired. So this is how society is projecting different perceptions based on this gender biasness. So it is very important to set clear boundaries. If I am working or if I have some work, give me that mental space, give me that space to perform my duty, perform my task with 100%. So this is very essential, and with the help of NLP techniques we can do, recognize and practice these on daily basis. Second point that I would like to bring here, that everyone should practice, is mindfulness, as said by Sumitra. Yes, mindfulness is very, very important, which means being present at the current moment, or be aware of your thoughts. So what is happening with the females is why they are so tired, because when they are doing their work, they keep on thinking about their family and kids. Whether my kids has done his breakfast, whether my kid has done the lunch, who is taking care, what they must be doing. When you are on job, you are thinking about your kid. Does it make sense, or is it adding productivity, any quality to your work that you are doing? No, right? So mindfulness is important. Do whatever you are doing 100%. If you are in office, give your 100% responsibility, your commitment to that work. Similarly goes with when you are at home. When you are at home, you are at home. Rather, irrespective of the factor whether you have some work pending which you have to deliver tomorrow morning, if you are at home, be with your family, be with your kid, enjoy your meal, enjoy whatever time you have. Don't think about your office work. So segregate these boundaries. Keep a clear instruction for yourself that I am at home, I am a mother or I am a wife. I am in office, I am a colleague or I am a boss. So this how you have to set very, very clearly. Third thing that I would like to say is chunk down your task. There are many tasks that you can do at one go, because nowadays life has become stressful but easy as well. We have many things, like we do daily shoppings, groceries are there which we have to buy. Can you delegate these things or automate these things, right? Do some kind of smart work. So chunk down the work that you can do it yourself, that wherein your physical presence is required. And similarly, at the same point, put down that list of tasks wherein you can delegate it to somebody else, or maybe using the smart apps that you have in your phone, you can do it easily, right? So this will help you to have a clear, personal and professional segregation and do it effectively. The another thing is time blocking. It's very, very important. And let me help you understand. When you have to visit a doctor, you book an appointment, and at that same time, on that same day, when you booked the appointment, you are there in the hospital. Right or wrong? Right? So same you have to apply for yourself in your daily activities. If you have booked a time, 3 to 4 is my time for my office work or whatever, my presentation, do that thing. If you have set your time for your meditation, yoga, do that thing. Don't give yourself excuses that, okay, let me do this thing, I'll do it tomorrow. Once it will slip from your mind will take it for granted. Okay, it's okay to miss some of the days, right? So if is it okay to miss doctor's appointment if you have taken it on a telephone, or maybe by calling, searching for the doctor? It's not okay, right? So why is it okay to skip your targets or things that you have blocked the calendar for? So time blocking is very, very important, that you should apply and use it on daily basis. Another point is visualization. Very important and beautiful tool which NLP explains and believes in. Always give yourself a time. early in the morning, because in early in the morning your brain is fresh. When you wake up, you are connected with the high energy rays. You are connected with the serenity. So at that particular point of time, maybe take 5 minutes or 10 minutes and visualize how beautifully you are able to balance your personal as well as professional life. It works like wonders. It works like magic. Imagine yourself doing the task beautifully, organizing things, and everyone is happy around you. When you do these kind of visualization exercises, different kind of energies are created in your body. And you remember initially when this internet was into existence, what we used to do for to download movies, we used to put it in the download phase in the early in the morning, because the entire bandwidth is very high at that
Mm.
particular time. And the movie used to get downloaded very quickly. Similarly, when you're doing anything early in the morning, your bandwidth, your connectivity with the soul is in line, aligned to it. So, whatever you are visualizing, you are actually creating your own universe around it. So, creating your own universe will give you power to work with it. Is it making sense? And now, the last thing is that I want to share here is be very compassionate with yourself, right? It means, for example, it happens when you are at home or maybe at office. People expect many things from you, and you feel
Mm.
like, because they feel me as a responsible person for this, or me is the best person for this, they are giving me this opportunity. And we keep on taking all those responsibility, we keep on saying yes to everyone. So be compassionate, take a time to take a pause, think on it. Is it really only me? I'm the person who can do this task. Is there is no other person who can do it? So be compassionate, empathize yourself. It is okay to say no to few of the tasks. It's not necessary that you will be doing all the things. You have only two hands, you don't have eight hands. So it's okay to empathize, give yourself that self love to live a beautiful life. So these are the pointers which NLP encourages people to inculcate in your daily life. And with this, mindful techniques, and with these kind of techniques, you will be able to understand how you can clearly set boundaries across everything. And let me give you a short example with what I'm saying. Whenever you feel stressed, whenever you feel like, too many things are there in my plate and I'm not able to organize it, I'm not able to prioritize it, you can do this 5 tip thing, which is, five is looking at 5 different things at one time. Sit calmly and look peacefully on 5 different things near you.
Mm.
So when you will do this exercise, your mind will be for a particular period of time. It will actually deviate to other things. So first is five,
Mhm.
look at 5 things, and the second is four is touch 4 things. When you have done the first thing, five is touch, see 5 things. Then the second thing is touch 4 things around you. Yeah? And third thing is smell 3 things. Smell 3 things around you. And then
Mhm.
next is two, which is hear 2 noises. Whatever you are able to hear around your this environment, maybe a phone bell or maybe a doorbell, some
Mm.
traffic, whatever you are able to hear. So hear 2 things. And finally, last is taste 1 thing. So this is how you can practice mindfulness. You can be in the current situation, current position, and practice mindfulness to be more calmer, more smoother when you are performing any task in your daily life. Over to
Thank
you.
you, thank you, thank you, Sony. And taking a few points from what you said, when you talked about that clearing that setting the boundaries, when we talk about the social boundary, which has been unexpectedly set, that what a woman should do and what a man should do, a man should do. And while any mom, any mother, she's in office and while she's working, of course, at the back of mind, she always has it in her, that how her child is there at home. This actually comes. This is not that somebody's thinking of it, but of course, being a mother, I don't know, and since we are emotional, and the way you said that we automatically take it as a responsibility. So yes, the children are more of our responsibility, because this has been I think it has been completely set in the society that mother hai to usko karna hai. So initially, uh, I think I feel even I am being a mother, until and unless the society doesn't change a bit, then when the responsibility is not being equally divided, we won't be able to give full to our work as well, because we are so much overladen with so much of things. We are either tired or we sacrifice something or the other. And this is very related to the next question, which I'm coming to Dr. Sumiti, that how can a hustling mother manage her emotion to channel her effort effectively in both personal and professional space while seeking money, peace, and fulfillment? And what the strategies she can use to maintain emotional balance and optimize their productivity? Because it happens, especially in corporates and all, we have seen that women have either sacrificed her family, or she feels that she has sacrificed her family. It's not only her responsibility, though she feels that she has sacrificed her family, or she has sacrificed her career. Maybe somebody else would have been performing less than her, but she has gone, uh, below par, or she hasn't got the increment or the promotion. So that's been happening everywhere. So how do you suggest us to cope up with that?
Yeah. See, the thing is, basically, it's not about, when you say balancing, it's not about time, actually, I would say, because time is always 24 hours for everyone. So it's more about energy management. How much of energy we have. Like at this age, when I'm going to be nearing 60s, I think I'm very energetic. So I'm able to accomplish many things. So what I'm trying to say is, any woman who's watching here, first of all, ask yourself, when you get up in the morning, you're very energetic, right? But slowly your battery goes down. Why? As she was telling, Sonal was telling, there are a lot of programs running at the back. So women, as you take, they step into a lot of other boundaries, thinking about children, thinking about husband, thinking wife. They don't think about, they think about them also. That is one thing. But the more constantly worrying, and what happens is they're churning negative thoughts. There's a background going, negative self-talk is going, and negative self-talk will drain your battery. That's the first thing you must understand. So that is the reason energy is going down. That's the reason people, as a mother or as a working woman, you get irritated. There's a kind of vulnerability is there. But suppose, just assume that you are able to be more calm and composed and happy from inside and joyful. Naturally, whatever situation, you'll be like so nice to everyone, and that will make you feel very good about yourself. And therefore, your identity also becomes more stronger. So here, the problem is about identity also. So who am I? What am I? What kind of a mother I am? What kind of a wife I am? What kind of a person I am? All that matters a lot here. So the identity comes mainly by others' feedback. So women are basically wanted appreciation, validation, acceptance. This is not only from husband. This comes from the childhood, from the parents. So whenever the parents are there to, as a child, when they were given that acceptance, which is I think about 1% of the population, I think so. Because from my experience of 20 years, when I see any client walking in, this is the core issue. They don't feel validated, accepted by the parents, because the parents are themselves broken. So how could they expect from them? See, I'm so sorry to say this, because even I have been a parent. I know I couldn't accept my children, and there's so much repercussion because of that. And I've underwent my trauma from my parent, and I could only pass on what I got it, right?
True.
So naturally, I think this is something which the women has to consider. So once you have to understand what is your identity, where am I, who am I? When I say identity, what I mean by is, apart from knowing who you are, like she was saying about how the cosmic energy is always flowing through you, is always flowing through you. Cosmic energy for everyone 24 bar 7 is flowing. No one is being barred from that. Everyone is equal. Okay. But how am I using that powerful cosmic source of energy to think? What kind of thoughts am I thinking? What kind of emotions am I feeling? Am I taking responsibility for that, first of all? No. We only look out for others. Whether my husband is taking care of me, whether my children are respecting me, whether mother-in-law is being more valuing me. What is this? So first thing is, I would say, understand the crux that I'm not going to get validation outside or acceptance. It's good you get it. I'm not telling don't get it, you get it. But not expect that, first of all. That is the first thing you have to understand as a woman here, who are here to work towards their full potential, who wants to bring out, their talent and everything, whatever, in whatever way it would be reason, I would say, whether it's money or whatever. But the importance here is they must know, why am I doing what am I doing? It could be anything, even drinking coffee. Why am I drinking coffee? Ask this question: what is the purpose? The purpose is very important. Any work you do, any work, if you ask this purpose, you set an intention, because intention puts you in the right place, put in the present moment actually. Without intention, you get wandered, you get distracted easily. If you don't have intention clearly, any habit would fall down. For example, if I'm working on something, maybe a project or some purpose, I'm going for a workplace. Okay, I want to go. If I don't have a clear intention, I may go there, I land up some problem, and then I withdraw. Right? So it's important that I must ask myself, why am I doing this? First of all, anything you do, whatever, even cooking also. Why am I cooking for my mother-in-law? Why should I cook for my husband? Ask yourself. Be very clear. They accept, okay, this I'm doing for myself. I just enjoy, because I want to be a very wonderful, amazing wife. I want to be a loving wife. Be lovable, not for your husband, not for anyone else, for yourself. That is very important. So whatever you do for yourself. So setting intention is very important. Secondly, I think knowing the circle of control. I think all of us know this. We have two circles. One is the circle that is not under control. We know very well the weather, the politicians, the whatever the things happening outside. We don't take, we just accept it, right? Sometimes people that is different. Second one is the one which is under my control. So we all know what is under our control. The decision that we take. Every moment we take decisions. Every moment. Even for this, suppose I could decide whether I want to be in the show or not. It's my discretion. Okay. And I cannot tell, suppose I say like, oh my God, this girl is calling me for the show and I have this problem and I cannot blame anyone else. 100% take responsibility here to be here and my commitment. So that is under my control. Whether what I think about, what I cannot control what my thoughts are running, but I could choose my beliefs, what I want to believe, because thoughts are coming from your beliefs only. And we don't know what are. That is a problem. Very pathetic one. No one is knowing what is up, because the beliefs are very unconscious. Okay. So second one, the circle where you must know that what is under my control, so that you can work on. If once you know that this is not under my control, for example, my son is not studying well, my husband is being a workaholic, whatever. So you can go to a situation where I understand that this is not under my control, but what can I contribute? That is the third one, the circle of influence. So by your behavior, by your actions, you can influence, not the third circle people, only your immediate circle people. For example, if your someone is not listening to you at home, your child, anyone is being very arrogant or disconnected, what can you do is you can ask yourself, how can I set boundaries? How can I take action so that they can, have a good relation with me? That is something which is under your control, but not to extent where I can go and change them. But many women try to base their emotions based upon the environment. If the environment is good, like, oh, my son is doing good, oh, my daughter is wonderful, wow, she's doing good, then I'm very happy. So my happiness is placed upon the environment or situation or with people. So that is very important, where you have to stop doing that and start taking ownership that my happiness is within me, and I am going to take the onus of 100 responsibility that I will be happy for whatever it is. And this will also helpful for the children and family, of course, because they can be, they can go inward and they could start working on their own inner guidance. Or as I've seen many clients walking in, and every child, every children, that is in adult or whatever, adult children or even a small children, they always look forward the parent. Oh, my mother is sad. Oh, my father is sad. They don't like me. They don't, they're trying to satisfy, pleasing. So the problem is because somewhere deep down we ingrained that I have to make my parents happier. That is something which is ingrained. I think that we have to work on that. That is what I've told in my book also, Be the Happy Mom, where I told, be a responsible mom. Don't need to be a good mom, because I don't think every mom is perfect. And that is where the problem comes. You try. She was telling, when you're trying to balance, it hits hard. Like, a guilt comes. Oh my God, I'm not being a good mom at home. I'm not being a good wife to my husband. What the hell? I don't know. We are imperfect. Our spiritual DNA is perfect. Not a human DNA, right? It's all coming from generation, 13 generations being stored in our limbic, the primal part of the brain. And just imagine from the gene, any gene opens up and those particular belief forces coming up. We don't know where the heck the thoughts are coming from. So why we have to stop, blaming ourselves? No need at all. So I think this is something which is, I think I want to tell something more important here. I think you're asking about strategies, right?
Hmm.
So here, this is something which is a knowledge for you to know that. But how do you work on this? So what I do, I'll just personally share, because how I shifted from being a homemaker and today what I am, how did I do? So I was using this cosmic energies running through me. I use it purposefully. So I was very
Hmm.
conscious with the awareness. I set goals. So I want everyone to set goals that is, which could be even something visionary based. What I mean by that is, it could be something beyond what you are. It's okay, because goal is not to achieve. Goal is only
Hmm.
to give direction. Because today, when I started my life, I just told myself I wanted to run an organization for women. 25 years back, I told myself 20 years back, yeah, 20 years back. But today I'm running 3 organizations, which I didn't know. And 20 years back, I was a homemaker that time, and someone came and told me, Sumati, you're going to run 3 organizations. I was like, who's that woman? I'll be asking. So everyone has a potential, but no one knows that. Only you know. Only you know. So you are the only person who can bring it out. So the point here is, use that energy, whatever energy that you are having, you can use it purposefully. So as she said, prioritizing. The morning you
Hmm.
get up, what I do is I have a time block for everything. For example, even a sleeping time, I check my 3 to 4, switch off my phone, I put for a silent mode. I never pick the phone. So you have to know that social media, what is the time from 8 to 8:30 in the morning? Like that time block is very important. You have to set, and for cooking, half an hour. This is what I will do. So that people will know what to expect from you clearly. And that is where the problem comes, when you don't know what to expect from people, there's a clash, right? So when
Hmm.
you have your own schedule, and that is clear, but you can be flexible. I'm not telling you to be very rigid like that, no. But depending upon the situation, like suppose something comes up suddenly, you must know how to toss it. You must know when to give priorities. You can get excuse, you can whatever that is, but that comes purposeful, not an excuse. Makes
Hmm.
sense. That is how you have to balance. So that is one thing. Maybe the one thing is I can share is a routine. Routine is very important, and that to morning routine, like you have to ensure that you spend at least 1.5 hours to 2 hours for yourself. Like she was telling, meditation. Or if you don't like meditation, you can do even a audio meditation where guided meditation is there. If you're not able to sit with yourself, because that is the best, I think, a measurement for mental wellness. Am I able to sit with myself? Am I feeling comfortable? Am I feeling happier? So meditation helps a lot. And then of course physical. So we are 3 levels: mind, body, spirit. We have to
Hmm.
integrate all three. Many people are either good in very, very strong in spiritual, or either very strong in mentally. Till here they live like this, like that they live. And some people, there's no integration. That is why I told mindfulness. There should be a more body and mind integration. When that doesn't happen, then they land up in Parkinson, dementia, Alzheimer, all the problem comes, right? So what you can do is you have to take a hobby, active hobby. Every woman out there, I'm telling you, please choose something that you love to do. Go through your values. What is your core value? Find your core value. Suppose when for me, fun is my core value, one of my value. Without fun, I cannot be. If you ask me to sit like this very silently, I feel very fidgety. So fun. I
Hmm.
ensure that I have fun at least weekly once. That is
Hmm.
how I bring the outside. I can be lively. I want every woman. I'm not telling everyone has to be like that, but you find your core value. Maybe helping could be a core value. So ask yourself,
Hmm.
how could I inculcate? How could I integrate being helpful at least once a day? Because you are bringing your identity out. It's all about self-expression. Only when you express your own self, you're the happiest person. When there's a lack of self-expression, only people are very sad. They go into the thing, cocoon like. So start identifying what is that that you enjoy yourself. I remember Eckhart Tolle telling very clearly about this. Acceptance, enjoyment, enthusiasm. These three are the important components for a person to be in the present moment.
Yeah.
So, no need to fight with anything. Suppose something happened in the present. Why you want to, go either fight mode or flight mode or whatever? Just accept it. Then what do you do? Either you spiral up or spiral down. For example, I didn't
Hmm.
get a job. I got fired from a job. Suppose that is a fact. So facts you have to accept, but you cannot deny it. I'm not telling, oh, I'm very optimistic. No, you accept it. Then what do you do with it? What do I say to myself? Then it comes optimism. Am I pessimistic or optimism after that? So that determines my emotional baggage. Depends upon my emotional baggage. If my emotional baggage is too much, then I will spiral down. I will tell, oh my God, I cannot earn money. Money is not enough for me. All the stuff will come up. So it's important that you release your emotional baggage. So what does it do that? Every day before night, that is very important, which I do, forgive. Forgive everyone. When I say forgive everyone, doesn't mean that you are wrong. No. It is only freedom for you. I want to be free. I want to be peaceful. So I will tell I'll forgive you, I'll forgive myself because I don't want to hurt myself. That is one of the best way I would say forgiveness is very important. And of course, gratitude, she was saying,
Gratitude.
gratitude, I think that is something very important because I won't think just writing down, telling them, okay, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful. Just writing down will never bring that frequency in your body. It will never bring because I've done this 3-4 years back. I started writing this regularly. I couldn't feel it. I'm telling you honestly. But then what happened was, I realized myself what was my baggage inside me. I was feeling always unloved. This was something very crucial for me. Since childhood, I was feeling unloved only. So the reason was, as usual, it was something, I don't know what, you can name anything, karmic or whatever it is. Though my brother and my sister they were different, still. So I found it difficult and to let go that heavy feeling. So I started to keep telling affirmations and everything, but still didn't work out. But then what happened was when I started to do this forgiveness and I started releasing it every day, and every situation it comes to me where I have this negative thought because the nervous system has been stuck for many years in that particular pattern, and I had to release that energy. So I found that I'm not broken, I'm not unloved. No, nothing is wrong with me. So it was only a belief. So why can't let go my belief? So once I let go my belief, I'm free. And then, my space becomes bigger. The inside the cosmic force, which starts expanding in the vessel, in our vessel, that is in our body, it becomes more because the cosmic force, its quality is what? It's peaceful, joy, and love. And that becomes automatically. So no need to become something. No need to chase anything, nothing. No need to do anything. And in fact, I would say you just have to be in the present, let go whatever emotions are coming, but just allowing it to into your body, just allowing it. No need to restrict, no need to control. So you just have to look into your body. How are you treating your body? And that is one way for you to really honor it. She was telling compassion. That is compassion. Compassion for yourself. So you start loving yourself, you don't you don't put yourself in suffering. So that awareness is the only way that you can do. So then the one thing I want to ask, routine, I told you. So you can start in the morning, finish gratitude if you want, and then do meditation and do some physical fitness. Definitely physical, move your body. Without moving your body, you never get energy. And more important, sleep. Definitely you have to have a sleep. Sleep pattern is very important. So these are things which I follow. Anything else? Maybe if I want to remember, I can add on later on.
I think hearing from an NLP practitioner and from a psychologist, very similar thing, just in a different way, that we have to clear our boundaries. We have to be self-aware. We have to be mindful. And of course, we have to focus on ourselves, that how we are balancing ourselves emotionally and professionally and personally, so that we are giving 100% on each part of our roles, right? So beautifully said by both of you. And I think every mother, every woman entrepreneur should listen to this, that how they can balance their life and without bursting down. And jumping to the next question, Sony, I'll want to ask you that how time management frameworks can assist the jungling mothers and businesswomen in effectively balancing their personal and professional life.
Great. So yes, as many points have already been covered by my relative Sumita ji. So for me, when I was as an NLP coach, when I was writing my book Beyond Balance, so I have also mentioned in that particular thing that time management. I don't know why people always look for time management. However, there is an importance that you have to manage yourself. You cannot manage time. You can manage yourself. For every woman, for everyone who is here, who has taken birth on this planet, they have to understand you have been given 24 hours in a day. So manage yourself, how you are going to make this 24 hours beautifully working so that your energies are good, your work are productive, your results are better, right? So as a time management, I practice I personally practice Pomodoro technique. It's a Japanese term which gives an
Mhm.
example of how you have to break your work in parts, and you have to give yourself small chunks of refreshment breaks so that you are bouncing back again with 100% energy and enthusiasm. So this is how let me explain it for you. For example, you are working something, you have a long task, long hours to sit maybe. So divide each and every task in small parts. For example, 20 to 25 minutes a part has been, you have to assign it. Do it in 20 to 25 minutes, then give yourself a short break. Maybe you can stand up, walk here and there, and come back. Then again sit and do for 20 minutes, sorry, 20 minutes.
Hmm.
So keep on doing like this. When you have entirely done for maybe 2 hours or something, a task has been done, give yourself 15 minutes break. So this is how you are refreshing yourselves. You are giving energy to your muscle and body. Your brain is relaxing. Your eyes are relaxing, because continuously, if you sit in front of system or maybe whatever task you are doing, if you are a teacher, you are continuously standing and talking. If you are a doctor, you are continuously standing and taking care of your patients. So every task becomes monotonous, and this is a body. It's not a machine. It's not a robot.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
very important to do your task and then give yourself a break. And when you have done a long chunk of piece,
Right.
completed it, give yourself a good break to pick up the next task. So this Pomodoro technique is very beautiful. When you are doing yourself, it's like giving yourself a tap on the back. Okay, yes, you have done this job. Get up, give some refreshment to yourself, maybe take a break, walk in nature, whatever you want to
Hmm.
do, and then come with the good energy and start doing your second task. So this is one of the beautiful technique that you can easily apply in your day-to-day life. And second framework that I would like to give you is 4D framework. So how you can do it, whatever task you have. So every day it's very good to do journaling as well as list down your task. What all things you have to do today, or maybe tomorrow, or for a week. So list down all the tasks and then divide it into four brackets. First bracket is important and urgent. For example, you have a kid and your kid's fees are due for a 10th of every month. And if it is 10th October today, this task is important as well as urgent. So the tasks which are marked as important and urgent, do it right away without any excuse. Right?
Hmm.
So important and urgent, your action should be do. Do it. And the second is important but not urgent. So it's again with the same example. If you have your kids' fees are due on 10th of the month and today is 4th October. So since it is important but not urgent, so you can little slightly delay this over your important task, other task, the first category that I told you. So this is the second category. When the task is important but not very urgent, you can delay. This
Hmm.
was the second bracket, delaying the task. This was second D. And then coming to the third D, things which are not important but urgent. So, for example, you are in your office and you got a call from your kids' school that you have to come here for so and so because your daughter, your son is not well. What you will do now? This is an urgency, but you cannot vanish from one place and go there with time travel and reach there. So you have
Hmm.
to understand that since this task is urgent, I have to delegate it to someone who is near to my kid's school place. Maybe your spouse, your family member, whosoever is
Right.
available, talk to them and delegate the task. This was a third category, third D that I have mentioned, delegate. Yeah. And the fourth is, not important, not urgent task. So
Hmm.
which unnecessary takes your time and energy, drains your energy, and still you are not able to understand this is not important, not urgent. Delete those tasks. Fourth D is delete,
Right.
right? This is how
Hmm.
you can create a proper vertical and think about, where my task falls. Is it important and urgent? If it is yes, important and urgent, do it.
Hmm.
Then the second bracket is important but not urgent. If your
Hmm.
task is important but not urgent, like I said, ki fees is due on 10th of October, today is 4th. It is important but not so urgent. Give it to delay. We can delay it toward the other things that we have in our plate. Third is not important, not important but urgent. So you have to delegate because you are not present here. So you have to talk to other people for help. Third is delegate. And the last one, as I said, not important, not urgent, delete from your routine. You will feel so relaxed that you have space to do some other productive things. Maybe you will be able to see space for your hobbies that you want to pursue in your life, and you
Hmm.
could. So this is
Right.
how beautifully you can organize your time. You can manage yourselves better, and you will feel that now I have more energy to do whatever things I wanted to do in my life. So this is the one of the beautiful framework that you can apply. First, the technique that I told you about time management, Pomodoro technique, and the second is this 4D rule of life, 4D framework that I really implement, and I help my clients, my students to follow this rule. It really helps them to grow up. And one
Yeah.
last thing that I want you to explain is, since childhood or maybe since birth, the very first friendship we do is with fear. You know
Hmm.
what? For everything, don't go there, you will fall. Don't do this, you will hurt yourself. Every time we have been introduced with a new face of fear. And that is how our, this brain kept on capturing images of things that may harm us, and this is how it becomes to we become reflective of the things. So I give an example:
Hmm.
instance, then response, and then incident, and then reaction. It is very important to learn how to give your response rather than react on any situation. There isn't
Hmm.
a normal of people to go panic. Okay, you have to do this task, leaving every other thing. They don't even think, is it really that important? Right? So incident, react, incident, response. This is a very important mindfulness practice that you have to follow in your life. This is the incident. Do I really need to react on this, or I have to respond? For example, if your child is hurt and maybe you have to go to the doctor to get some stitches, that is an incident which needs your immediate reaction.
Yes.
You have to go to hospital. But then if your child is maybe they have fallen and just got a little hurt, there should be a response. That response
Hmm.
should be very sympathetic in the way to help them understand you were somewhere wrong, you were not following the path, or maybe you have not seen that there is something, there is an obstacle on the way with which you struck and you fall. So
Right.
incident, response, incident, reaction,
Re-
always IR. This is my framework. This works so beautifully. And with the help of NLP, decluttering, and many things, we practice these things in
Hmm.
person. And by practicing all these techniques, you can live the life of abundance for which we all have taken birth on this planet.
Hmm. Thank you so much, Sony. I think beautifully said that how do we manage ourselves rather than managing time by prioritizing it and becoming self-aware and how to react or respond on the incidents that happened in front of us. So thank you so much on giving insight on how to manage ourselves. And quickly, I'll go to the last question to Dr. Sumiti that what are the daily rituals that working women should adopt to balance their emotions and achieve inner fulfillment, and how do these practices enhance their overall well-being and productivity?
Yeah, that's a very important question, I think so, because rituals is what something which is more emotionally attached, for example, drinking a coffee with a small one bit of biscuit, that's a kind of something we enjoy. And, that becomes a ritual because it's some emotions there. Without doing that, you feel very bad, something, you're missing something, a part of you. Same way, we can bring a lot of other habits into your ritual as a ritual. So for that, you can start with the routine along with the earlier established habits. For example, you're brushing your teeth, which is doing regularly, or maybe you're eating in the breakfast. Along with that, you can add any one good, kind of an activity which we need. For example, what I do is maybe doing install. That is, I start reaffirming my belief. So I take some time after I finish my what is it called, drinking a kind of a morning drink, which could be that also a ritual. So you have to ask yourself the morning when you get up, what is that I'm going to have consumed, because the first thing goes into your body, so that you can be conscious enough where the moment you see the cue could be the bottle or the water that you keep aside, whichever. So that could be a cue for you. That cue would be something where to remind you to take some kind of lemon water, or a something which is without a coffee, or a toxic kind, not toxic, I would say something which is not very healthy, and then start your day routine. And then maybe you can always add up along with that, maybe keeping your yoga mat beside you, so that it could be a cue for you once you brush your teeth. Like that, you have to establish kind of a routine, a chain of pattern for first 2 hours, which could be establishing, you set your tempo for the whole day. So that is one thing. So there you can journal, as you were saying, you can sit and journal, where write down in the morning what is your intention for today, and what are the 3 things, what are the tasks that you do. So you can put that, whatever the 4D, you can start putting that in everything. This should come along with your routine, which should be a ritual also. And then of course, I think eating healthy breakfast could also be your own thing. So my ritual, which I follow, I would say, is when I get up in the morning, I sit with myself for 2 minutes. I take 3 deep breaths. The reason is, the moment you become conscious, the moment when you get up in the moment, you start realizing that you are coming from a subconscious level to the conscious, and you don't know what is subconscious. There are a lot of other baggage are there. So sometimes you may feel very tired, you may feel very bad, depending upon the dream that you have. So what you do is very important, is the moment you get up, don't go with that. It's very important, take a deep breath 3 times, and then say some positive affirmations, like, I am good enough, I am fearless, I am wonderful, I'm amazing. So this will help you to turn your frequency, from lower to a higher frequency. That is what I do. So then what we do is, then as I told you, it's very important that you set time for yourself, for meditation, for yoga, for physical fitness, whatever it is. Everything should be tied up with each and everything, next to next, so that it becomes a routine. So this would be helpful. Another one more thing I want to add lastly is, which I do, I keep an mindful bell. I don't know how many of you do this. In your phone, you can have that app called mindfulness bell. So it 1 hour once, it will just go ting. The moment it goes, you can get up and do a stretching like this, or you can say an affirmation. So I sometimes do affirmations, whatever affirmation I'm working on. For example, I'm working right now is, I deserve love and happiness in my life, which I'm trying to install in my subconscious. So I keep on repeating it. So every time 1 hour bell comes, so I become conscious, because, or else, what will happen? We go into automatic mode. You know what is automatic mode? I told you all, remember, subconscious level, which is, you have all negative patterns. So in order to become more conscious and mindful, you can use this technique, which will be your ritual also, which I've been using for the past 3 years. It's amazing. So please, all of you who was listening here, install that mindful bell and start setting that bell, and do this mindfulness way of method, which will help you to increase your cosmic energies flowing through you, and that power will give you all the energy for you to live your desired life.
Thank you so much. I think this discussion was one of the, I think, my favorite topic. I would always love to talk about. And it's Navratras. We are praying the goddess of women Shakti, and this topic has come up. I think we all women deserve and should listen to what you both extreme amazing panelists have told us. How to love yourself, how to be aware, how to practice affirmations, how to be mindful, how to routine yourself, how to break down the task all day so that you are not exhausted by the end of the day, how to emotionally balance yourself, how to set boundaries, be it your work boundary, be it your emotional boundary. It was an amazing, amazing discussion. I think if I would be asked to continue this, I can take it all day, because I always have so many questions with respect to the experience I think we all women face, and I am sure all the women who are listening to it must be having lots of questions when it's coming to their job, their work, their family, and their emotions and their well-being. So we all are struggling, we all are working, and we all are trying to overcome it, giving best out of us. We all want to be successful. And thank you so much, Sonia and Dr. Sumati, for such an insightful discussion. I'm really, really thrilled and really very happy to listen to you both. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
welcome,
much for
welcome.
giving
It's
this precious
yeah,
time and platform.
yeah. Thank you so much again
Thank you.
for giving this platform. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. It's a great honor to be
Thank
here.
you. Thank you.